Darshako, a very warm welcome to another fascinating episode of CEO Talk with Vivek Shetty on Lemon News TV channel. दोस्तों, इस देश में अगली जो क्रांति आएगी, मेरी सोच और विचार से, शिक्षा के माध्यम से अगली क्रांति हमारे इस देश में आएगी। और इस वातावरण में जो लोग शिक्षा दे रहे हैं, उनका जो किरदार है और उनकी जो रोल और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण रहेगी। आज हम ऐसे ही नॉलेज सिटी में हैं। वी आर इन द ओशियन ऑफ नॉलेज। वी आर इन दिस फैसिनेटिंग ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस कॉल्ड डीवाई पाटिल नॉलेज सिटी इन पुणे। From the bottom of my heart, friends, I feel like I'm in, it reminds me, it gives me a feel of Shantiniketan of the good old days, the once cherished dream and reality of Rabindranath Tagore ji. यहाँ बिल्कुल ही वैसे फील आ रही है, एकदम नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट में हूँ, and I think this will be another fascinating episode of CEO Talk. On this note, please welcome the chairman, Dr. Ajinkya Patil of the Ajinkya DY Patil Knowledge City. Hi Ajinkya, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very good. Ajinkya, this is a really different concept of education that you're bringing into Pune. And I'm getting a completely different feel. I wish I had studied in a place like this. What were your first thoughts when you set out to set up this nearly 100-acre campus in Pune, and that too in a place which, to the best of my knowledge, had no electricity, no roads, no proper power supply? I mean, it takes some kind of courage of your convictions to set foot here and actually set up this sprawling campus.
Yes, I think I quite agree with you that even I would like to go back to the classroom, because truly I think the environments that you see today, not only in this campus but several campuses that are springing up in different parts of the country, and really you feel like going back to studying. But yes, there was a goal, एक मन में इच्छा थी कि एक सुंदर कैंपस बनाए, हम एकदम ब्यूटीफुल कैंपस बनाए, and we acquired this piece of property way back in 1998. Okay. And construction started in around 2004. Okay. And since then we've been working on building it up to make it into a fine educational institute.
But for the benefit of my viewers, मैं ज़रूर जानना चाहूँगा आपसे अजिंक्य जी कि यहाँ ऐसे कौन से मतलब आप different streams में एजुकेशन दे रहे हैं। जैसे डेंटल कॉलेज का हमने अभी यहीं पे बोर्ड देखा है, आपके पास इंटरनेशनल स्कूल भी है इस 100-acre कैंपस में, और क्या-क्या ऐसे स्ट्रीम्स हैं एजुकेशन के जिसकी बेनिफिट लोग यहाँ से ले सकते हैं?
At the moment, like I mentioned to you, जो ट्रेडिशनल स्ट्रीम्स तो है ही, जैसे आर्किटेक्चर, इंजीनियरिंग, होटल मैनेजमेंट, लेकिन हमने हाल ही में एक व्हिस्लिंग वुड के साथ टाई अप किया, तो यहाँ पे एक मीडिया और सुभाष घाई जी के साथ, और यहाँ पे एक एक्टिंग और मीडिया इंस्टीट्यूट भी है, सो विच इज अगेन अ यूनिक ऑफरिंग दैट वी आर ऑफरिंग इन दिस एरिया. वी आल्सो हैव अ वेरी इनोवेटिव डिजाइन स्कूल which is exclusively for car design. It is called the DYP DC Design School. This is again in collaboration with Dilip Chhabria. Yes. So I think everyone knows about Dilip Chhabria, that how passionate he is about car design.
Fantastic. So you're effecting strategic types with key people who have a passion for what they do in life. And the idea is to impart education of global standards and world-class excellence. Fantastic. Now, India, as we know, there's a tremendous imbalance between demand and supply as far as education goes. And I think in the long run, the role of private institutions besides government will play a key role in bridging this gap. And I'm sure you would agree with me, right to education is something which everybody should be able to fully access. इस दिशा में आपकी सोच और विचार क्या है कि ये जो प्रॉब्लम समस्या है, सिंस आप लोग का आपका एक बहुत बड़ा एजुकेशन एक ग्रुप है, बहुत बड़ा नाम है डीवाई पाटिल ग्रुप एज अ होल, और आज आप अजिंक्य डीवाई पाटिल ग्रुप में भी यू आर डूइंग सम पायनियरिंग वर्क, बट what kind of role do you think you would be able to play in addressing this gap that exists in our nation?
देखिए, मैं समझता हूँ राइट टू एजुकेशन जो बिल पास किया गया है वो बहुत ही एक इम्पॉर्टेंट बिल पास किया गया है, और मैं समझता हूँ इस बिल से शिक्षा की क्षेत्र में बड़ी क्रांति होगी. ये बिल पास होने के पहले भी हम 10% जो सीट्स थे गरीबों को देते थे. वी हैव फ्री स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम फॉर द पुअर स्टूडेंट्स where we charge only ₹1 for a student coming from an economically deprived background.
यहाँ पे भी लागू है DY Patil Knowledge
बिल्कुल
City में?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
10% seats are free.
Yes, absolutely free. So we
Okay,
don't
that's
charge them
wonderful.
any tuition fee or any sort of charges when they come into the institute. And I think what this 25% quota is actually done to the primary schools, it should also be given to the colleges.
But मेरा यहाँ आपसे ये प्रश्न ये है, the moot question if I may say so, बहुत सारे मॉडल्स को डिस्कस किए गए, चर्चा हुई है कि on how to bridge this gap. एक पॉसिबल सॉल्यूशन ये भी बताया गया है कि इन द लॉन्ग रन इफ यू हैव टू केटर टू दिस काइंड ऑफ नंबर्स एंड स्केल दैट इवन यू राइटली पॉइंटेड आउट, तो कहीं ना कहीं सॉल्यूशन इसमें रहेगा कि पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप का एक मॉडल के माध्यम से शायद इतने लोगों तक हम पहुंच पाएंगे. लेकिन आर यू एज अ प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन open to this public-private partnership wherein you have some kind of participation from the government, some kind of participation from your end, and together you all develop a model and reach the mass? Is that possible?
I think as we are evolving slowly, even governments are coming to the conclusion that it's a win-win situation for the people of India if we all come together and look at particular schemes. So the public-private partnership will certainly play an effective role. My only debate on this issue is very little is happening very slowly.
Okay.
So I think we really need to take some aggressive decisions in terms of getting the private sector involved.
Okay.
And I think that has to come from a government machinery level.
डॉक्टर पाटिल, आपका जो बैकग्राउंड रहा है एजुकेशन में और अभी आप ऑनररी काउंसिल जनरल ऑफ गयाना भी है, you have also played a pivotal role in the Central Board of Workers Education where you have been chairman in the past. इतने सारे स्किल्स को आप हमारे युवा पीढ़ी को हम कहीं ना कहीं कोई संदेश जरूर इसके माध्यम से देना चाहेंगे कि हाउ डू यू जगल सो मेनी हैट्स?
That's $1 million question.
Yes.
लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ it's resourceful employment of people. क्योंकि हमारे 20,000 से ज़्यादा स्टाफ काम करते हैं. मैंने स्टाफ नहीं बोलता हूँ, ये हमारे फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं. So every person has an ability to work anywhere from 8 to 12 hours.
Right.
So it's 20,000 multiplied by 8 to 10 hours.
Right.
That's the kind of bandwidth that I have.
Correct.
So it's not Dr. Ajinkya really who's the man behind the show. I think it's these lovely people in this organization that are making it happen. So it's really not about my time management, but I think it's about the fine people that we have.
Right. So on an average, in terms of as an honorary council general of Guyana, as maybe the chairman of the Central Board of Workers Education, and also managing this huge educational enterprise that you all run, in terms of time management, how do you allocate time? I would like to know that. I mean, have you allocated certain specific days for specific work, or how does it work?
I think it's a very important question you put, and a little bit of my British education comes into play when it comes to time management. And
you've got an honorary doctorate from UK.
Yes, I have got an honorary doctorate.
Correct.
And I think it's very important that you manage your time well, because if you don't, then I don't think you can set your goals right, because you may have a number of dreams.
Correct.
But I think you need to have a goal for those dreams.
Yes.
And those goals can only be achievable if you have a fixed strategy, a fixed plan to do what you do.
Correct.
So my time is very well organized in a sense that I have days fixed. On a particular day I'm in Pune, and a particular day I'm in Mumbai.
Okay.
And every week is planned, every month is planned. So sometimes the schedules are even planned years in advance.
Okay.
And at the same time, I think our team is very effective. So once we give charge to an individual in an organization, we rarely interfere in its operation. So most of the work is done by them at their level.
You, I think, made a lot of effort to even change the infrastructure here when you set up this institute for the first time way back in 7 years. As we mentioned earlier, there was no connectivity, there was no infrastructure. So given all this background, suppose if I were to make you're right now the CEO of the Dr. Ajinkya D.Y. Patil Group, you're the chairman. But if I were to make you the CEO of the nation, what would be the first 3 things on your agenda which you would like to immediately see a change in?
I think I would have 3,000 things to change.
Yes, I'm sure, but I would like to know the first 3 things.
You're saying 3 things. First, of course, education will be a priority. That is
Okay.
something very important.
Yes.
Second would be healthcare.
Healthcare. Okay.
And number 3 would be food security.
Food security.
I think these are the 3 issues that I would like to focus on personally.
Right.
Of course, there are a number of issues that my country faces.
Right.
But in terms of education, I feel every developed nation has an educated mass.
Right.
And only through education there can be a revolution of change,
Right.
a revolution of progress.
Right.
And I think it's very important to get more and more people into the educational system.
Correct.
At the same time, the industry has to grow exponentially.
Absolutely.
So that this educated lot that's coming out is gainfully employed in this industry.
Yes.
We really must value our Indian education system.
Absolutely.
And not merely run behind maybe westernization or bringing in collaborations from overseas. While there is value in bringing universities from overseas, but I think there should be a mix.
Right.
Because the parampara of Guru Shishya should not go away or do away with, because that's a solid grounding that the Indian educational system has.
It's one of our greatest strengths.
And somewhere we should not lose it. This is just my personal thought. Of course, it's a very debatable issue.
Subject, yes.
Yeah, but I still feel that that grounding is very essential for long-term growth.
Friends, while we are getting firmly grounded, as Dr. Ajinkya Patil says, in this DY Patil Knowledge City, trying to understand its ethos, its culture, the vision, the plan for the future and many more things, इस वक्त हम लेंगे एक छोटा सा ब्रेक.
समय का टॉर्चर तो सभी सहते हैं, पर टिकते वही जो समय के साथ बहते हैं। जब तारे और टैरो का कनेक्शन हो तो हर कार्ड कुछ कहता है। मेरे यानी क्रिस्टीना सैकिया के साथ देखिए तारे, टैरो एंड टिप्स हर रोज लेमन न्यूज पर।
क्या फ्रॉड में फंसा है आपका पैसा? क्या स्कैम में उलझी है आपकी रकम?
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ रवि रथानी। डोंट वेट फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड बिकॉज नहीं तो वो टाइम बाद पेस में चला जाएगा और फिर आप कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे।
क्या आपके साथ भी किसी कंपनी ने किया है धोखा?
कंपनी को बोले बॉस दिस इज द लिमिट, यू हैव टू गिव माई मनी बैक। कंज्यूमर ने हमें कंप्लेन दी कि मेरे पैसे बैंक ने लूट लिए हैं।
स्कैम्स एंड फ्रॉड की टीम आपको देगी पूरी मदद।
हमारी पूरी टीम इस चीज को इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है, एक एक पन्ना पढ़ रही है।
स्कैम्स एंड फ्रॉड रोजाना शाम 7:27 पर, रोजाना दोपहर 2:27 पर।
दोस्तों, वेलकम राइट बैक टू सी योर टॉक ऑन लेमन न्यूज टीवी चैनल। और मेरे साथ है आज डॉक्टर अजिंक्य डीवाई पाटिल, जो चेयरमैन एंड सीईओ है डॉक्टर अजिंक्य डीवाई पाटिल ग्रुप के। डॉक्टर पाटिल, आपके बदौलत, आपकी जो मेहनत के बदौलत मैंने देखा है कि आपने पुणे के सोशल एक्टिविटीज में भी काफी इंटरेस्ट लिया है। एंड थैंक्स टू यू आई सी दिस फैंटास्टिक फोटो गैलरी वेयर अ लॉट ऑफ प्रोमिनेंट पीपल हैव विजिटेड Pune. You have also of late raised the garbage burning issue to a large extent in Pune. I have seen reports in newspapers. I have seen various communication that you have been doing through your social sites, through your social media. तो क्या फ्यूचर प्लान है? सोशल वर्क आप इतना एग्रेसिवली करते हैं, आर यू प्लानिंग टू कंटेस्ट इलेक्शंस?
नहीं, फिलहाल तो वैसे कोई आई डोंट हैव एनी सच डिजायर एट द मोमेंट.
Okay.
But definitely what I have noticed is a lot of people criticize the system.
Okay.
And sitting out of the system and then criticizing the system is not a fair thing to do.
Okay.
You rather be the change that you want to see.
Okay.
तो हाल ही में मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि हर एक बोलता है कि this politician is not doing a good job or the
Right.
government is not doing a good job. But we as people, what are we doing?
Right.
And I think people have the highest mandate to create change. If
Absolutely.
we as a mass decide to do something,
Correct.
then definitely we can bring about meaningful change.
Correct.
So the garbage burning issue is one such thing.
Right.
We've got several such campaigns going on. about women's empowerment, about prevention of child labor.
Okay.
Generally, issues which touch your social aspect.
Correct.
About noise pollution.
Right.
And we thought like garbage burning is a big issue in Pune city.
Right.
Not only in Pune city, but in many parts of India.
Right.
But it is mostly happening because people are ignorant about its effect.
Okay.
It's happening because there are no proper facilities to pick up the garbage.
Right.
So even people tend to burn the garbage to dispose it off.
Right.
So it's not something that is being done intentionally or to create a chaotic situation. So people just need to be told that these are the cause, these are the effects, and these are the ways that we can make a change.
Okay.
It creates tremendous emissions of carbon monoxide.
Okay.
It causes asthma, it causes bronchitis, it causes itching of the eyes, it causes all sorts of respiratory diseases.
Okay.
In infants, it can even cause choking.
Okay.
So basically, you're just smoking 10 cigarettes in one shot.
Okay.
So people should be very aware of what harm they are not only creating to the environment but to themselves.
What concrete measures have we taken, for example, for women empowerment within and outside our organization?
I think to a certain extent, the city's perception about women's empowerment has changed. But if we go to rural Bharat, rural India, वहाँ पे अभी भी there is a need to change the mindset of many individuals.
Okay.
Now, I'm a very humble father of two lovely baby girls.
Right.
And I don't use the word proud because I'm not brought up in that lineage, but
Right.
I really feel humble that I've been blessed with these two goddesses in my house.
Okay.
And they are no less than any boys that may be in any other environment.
Right.
So I think that's one mindset, but I see that change in a lot of people. A lot of my friends now have girl children, and they're
Right.
very appreciative of the gift that God has given them.
them.
So I think this needs to now slowly even translate into other parts of India where
Right.
there is still the need for a male child.
Right.
Also, I think women have to come more into politics.
Right.
Women have to come more into the forces.
Right.
Like you talk of the machinery, the municipality, they have to man good positions.
You come from a very illustrious family. Your father is currently governor of Bihar. You have a brother also who's a minister of state for home in the government of Maharashtra. I'm curious to know this illustrious lineage that you come from, how much does it prove to be a help, and do people tend to draw comparisons between your body of work and what your father has achieved in his huge span of nearly, I think, 4 to 5 decades of existence, both as a politician, as a social worker, as an education enterprise builder. I remember way back in the 80s when I think he first set up the Education Institute in Navi Mumbai. Again, he had a similar situations and conditions. There was no connectivity, there was no road, there was no infrastructure. So, is this illustrious family background an asset? Does it greatly help you in your work? And B, do people tend to compare your body of work with the body of work your father has been doing in the past?
I think firstly I must express my appreciation for being born in this family.
Okay.
Because the legacy comes with the family.
Absolutely.
Because the name D.Y. Patil itself gives me a lot of credibility.
Correct.
But of course that comes with a lot of authority and accountability.
Okay.
Because when you have an achiever who's done so much for society,
Right.
I think you need to live up to that legend.
Right.
I call my father a legend because truly he inspires me. A lot of people inspire me like Narayan Murthy,
Right.
Ratan Tata, Bill
Right.
Gates, and I count my father amongst them.
Okay.
Because truly what I am today is because of him and his blessings.
Right.
But like you said, yes, it is an asset, but at the same time, I think you face a number of challenges because everyone's creative ability is different.
Absolutely.
He had a vision to do things differently. I have a vision to do things differently. But at the end of the day, the focus is how we can serve humanity. And I think those genes have definitely come into me. Because I remember as a child once he had told me, I had asked him that, why do you do this? Why do you start this? And you have this urge to serve society, do good things for society. So he said that I started something. Maybe I may not be able to complete it in my lifetime.
Correct.
You should continue it.
Right.
Maybe you may not be able to continue it in your lifetime, finish it in your lifetime.
Right.
Your children will do it. So that's the kind of legacy he has. That's the kind of desire, ambition that that man has.
Fire he has.
And I think I saw that, the word fire you said, I saw that fire in his eyes, and that's what inspired me really.
Right.
So I just hope that I live up to his expectations.
Fantastic. Friends, that brings me to a very interesting observation. You know, it's been stated that a politician thinks of the next election and a statesman thinks of the next generation. So probably in Dr. D.Y. Patil, who's currently the governor of Bihar, we have well and truly a statesman. The kind of thought process he's even given to his children has been to think of the next generation. Dr. Patil, your fabulous experience and expertise spans across countries, across various spheres of life. Again, from we would like to benefit largely from your experiences and from the knowledge that you've gained. I would like to know if there was one tough challenge that you faced in your life, which you thought was really tough and you were not too sure of the outcome of the circumstances and the situation that prevailed itself at that given point of time, and overcome it finally. What was that challenge?
I think there are many frustrating moments. There
Okay.
are many challenges that you face. You can't identify one particular challenge that you face. But then with every challenge, you get more and more buoyant. You get more and more courageous. And you get more strength to
Right.
proceed further, because no challenge is impossible to match. I think it's just a stepping stone towards success and achieving more. So even in business management students, when they talk about strategies, planning and things like that,
Right.
I think if you read about most of the successful people, they have only become successful people after a number of failures.
Correct.
So those failures really are not failures, they are stepping stones to success.
Correct.
So I don't think I would be particularly perturbed by challenges. We faced several challenges, several frustrating moments, but have never given up.
Right.
And I think that is some positivity ingrained again in this organization, not only in me particularly,
Right.
but every member of this organization thinks that way, that
Right.
there is no task that is impossible we can do.
Right.
They desire that, they achieve it, and they always want to do something meaningful. So really there's no challenge that we would not like to face.
I have read a lot and heard a lot about your spiritual side. So I was curious to know that what kind of an energy and balance does spirituality bring to your life, and does it really help you in your day-to-day work? Do you really visit temples on a daily basis, or what kind of religious rituals do you observe, and do you believe in auspicious time slots and stuff like that? How does it bring fresh energy into your entire personality and work?
I think this is a very exciting topic for me. I think you touched a very life chord for me, because yes, spirituality is something which is imbibed in me since
Okay.
childhood.
Okay.
I'm very secular by heart.
Okay.
So if you tell me a particular religion, I wouldn't say I'm of a particular religion, because I believe in Satya Sai Baba's theory
Okay.
of there is only one religion, the religion of love.
Okay.
There is only one caste, the
Okay.
caste of humanity.
Okay.
And there is only one language, the language of the heart.
Okay.
So I think in a sense we are all one.
Right.
But we are divided by caste, creed, and many other social issues.
Right.
And spirituality is a way to bond those barriers, like
Correct.
just get rid of all those barriers.
Right.
So I meditate regularly every day, and I think
Okay.
it keeps my mind very calm.
In the morning you meditate?
Yes, I meditate in the morning.
So approximately a typical day starts off at?
It starts anywhere between 6 to 6:30.
Okay. So what is it, about 15 minutes to half an hour of meditation? or-
No, it's about almost an hour of meditation. Meditation starts at about 5:30.
Okay.
5:30 to 6:30 I spend meditating.
Okay.
And after 6:30 the day really starts.
So meditation relaxes your nerves and sets you for the day ahead?
I think it's not only about relaxation, it's more about intuition.
Okay.
Because I firmly believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Right.
And I think through the medium of meditation, you really feel the joy of this dream that you're living in this world.
Right.
So I don't do it really for relaxing, but it's more like a habit.
Okay.
And I think it's second to my nature really to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and this is something you've been practicing for many years now?
Since the age of 18.
Okay.
Since the age of 18.
Do you also believe it plays a major influence in work and the success that you enjoyed in your work?
Definitely, because one thing it teaches you is it completely detaches you from the cause and effect.
Okay.
So what you're looking at achievement,
Right.
In a sense, you're not concerned about the fruits of the achievement.
And I can see some very colorful visuals here all over the campus. So are we having some new excitement in the school, or what is happening here?
No, I think this excitement is always there in the school, because
Okay.
these are all the visuals by the lovely children that are studying in this school.
Wow,
So I think it's always a joy to walk into this particular building. We have several buildings,
Yes.
but coming into this building and looking at all these lovely children, you know, with their hearts filled with joy, and
Yes.
of course you see the energy is very different in this building.
You know, I believe these are your impressionable years in life that really molds you, because education is not about what fills the mind, it's rather about what forms the mind. And I think it's an environment like this which helps you form the right kind of mind. 116 colleges in the entire D.Y. Patil group, still growing at a rapid pace, looking at exponential growth even now. International management consultants McKinsey have identified education as one of the key sectors, sunrise sectors for growth in India in the near future. What's your vision for the Ajinkya D.Y. Patil group?
I think our vision is, of course, to add value to what we are already doing,
Okay.
increase the number of enrollments and bring in more students. Our dream is to be a global provider of education,
Okay,
and of course meaningful education, like
Right.
I've said earlier.
right.
So we would want to set up campuses all over the world,
Right.
not only in India. We're looking at the Middle East, Singapore, even in America and Europe. We're exploring the possibilities of setting up campuses there as well.
But I'm curious to ask, do you think countries like America and Europe, who consider themselves to be having amongst the best education systems in the world, would they really look up to Indian business conglomerates at setting up education systems for them there, and what kind of a demand does one anticipate there?
I think, like I said earlier, the best minds are shaped by the Indian education system.
Right.
So I see no reason why Indian educators can't go abroad and emulate the success that they've made in their own country.
Right.
So in fact, I feel the Western world will grasp this Indian education,
Right.
because they know it's a solid education that India provides.
Right.
And really, I think we'll be doing a great service to the world by taking Indian education to the world.
Absolutely. I think you'll be doing yeoman service to the nation. And friends, on this very, 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 very ambitious note of Dr. Ajinkya D.Y. Patil, I think I would like to conclude this episode of CEO Talk. And I'm sure, like a poet had once noted, miles to go and promises to keep before I sleep. I think that sums up the attitude of Dr. Ajinkya D.Y. Patil and the Dr. Ajinkya D.Y. Patil group. And I think, as I mentioned earlier when I began this fascinating episode, that education revolution is the next revolution of this nation, and I think it's people like Dr. Ajinkya D.Y. Patil who will be playing a key role in ensuring that this education revolution takes the right form of shape, size and scale that we are looking for. So I hope this gap between demand and supply in education is well and truly bridged in the next few years, thanks to the efforts of people like Dr. Ajinkya D.Y. Patil Group. You keep watching CEO Talk with Vivek Shetty on Lemon News TV channel. We'll bring you many more interesting personalities. We'll bring you fantastic insights into their lives, into their persona and everything that they do, something that probably you've not had a chance to see earlier. Be right there. We'll be right back with another episode of CEO Talk with Vivek Shetty on Lemon News TV channel. Thank you so much.